Hello, this is the Cobra HS26S, which is a garden spreader. And this is how it arrives with you in this cardboard box. So what we're going to do is unpack it, take everything out, and then we'll show you how to assemble it. So here it is all unpacked, and everything you need is here to put it together, including the all-important manual that's got all the instructions in and step-by-step how to do it. What we're going to do to start with is to put on this back leg support, so this will keep it upright when it's finished. Now, just at the point here, we've got all the bolts laid out, and there are 8 in total. 6 are slightly shorter, 2 of them are slightly longer. We don't use these at this point. What we need are the shorter bolts, so just make sure you do that. Otherwise, if you put the longer ones in, you'll find that you've got it wrong. So they're going to be put to one side, and we're using the slightly shorter ones. So this is the stand here, and it goes on the back basically to hold it upright when it's assembled. So what I'm going to do is just lean that over, and it basically lines up with these holes just here, and it goes round the back. We'll notice here on this tubular steel that's been flattened, this is stainless steel of course, it's been flattened so that it then will curve round like that. So if I'm just going to hold that in position, and sometimes you might just need somebody to hold the other end, and then get one of the bolts, not the long one, and that will just go up through there. The bolts have got a square end on, so they lock into position, and then we've got some curved washers which fit on there, and then one of the little lock-in nuts, and then we can tighten that up. And for that one we need a 10mm spanner, so we just need to tighten that up and then repeat that on the other side. So that's nice and sturdy, and it means now we can stand the spreader up like that. So then we need to form part of the handlebar assembly, and this is part of the frame. So we've got these 2 S-shaped ones. Doesn't matter which way you put them on. Essentially what we're doing is we're putting one here, and we're putting one just there to form a tube at the top which we can put the handlebar into. So what we need to do is line them up with these holes just here. So again, using the shorter of the bolts, we can put a bolt through there, and then the washer, and I'm only going to put one in at this stage, and that will become apparent in a minute. So just put that one on and tighten it, but not over tight. We want to have a little bit of flexibility in it at this stage. So that's on there, so we can still move that about, and then I'm going to repeat it at this side. So that goes on there, and then we get our bolt which goes through there, give it a wiggle, and washer, and then on that. So again, that little bit of flexibility on there. Then we've got a flap. Now these are defector flaps that are fitted on this one, so that you can alter the spread of the fertiliser or the grass seed that you're putting out. So if we get our bolt and then pop that onto there. So again, that's only finger tight at this stage, and we've done that because we need the flexibility here for when we put this handlebar in, which is here, like that. So that's going to go in that situation. So this is where we need the longer bolts now, the 2 slightly longer bolts to go through, and we still need the washers. So what I'm going to do now is just hold that there, and again, you might just need somebody just to help you with this, just to line it up. So I'm just going to feed that through, just give that a little bit of a wiggle. There we go. And then we can put on our washer and nut, and then repeat that on the hole just below it. And then everything can be tightened up to hold it nice and securely in place. And the final thing that we can do is to put on this link arm here between. This is how we adjust the aperture in the hopper to allow the different amounts of seed and fertiliser out. So this is going to be the linkage that works that. So it basically hooks onto there, and it also hooks onto this piece here at the hopper and works that way. Now you'll notice if I hold that line there and this one here, it doesn't work at this stage. We've got a bit of flexibility there because that's adjustable, but if we put that lever down to the bottom, then it widens the gap and we can make it fit. So it's really easy to do. So what we need for that one, we've got the small, very small nut there and a rubber washer. So we are going to essentially put this onto this side, the right hand side as you stand behind it. We can put the bolt through and then the washer, and then the bolt goes through there, so that sandwiches between, and then we can put on our locking nut like that. So just do it finger tight for now, and then I'm going to repeat that down at the other end of the link. Bolt, put on the washer, through the hole, and then we can put the little nut on. And then we can tighten them up. We need the two 10mm spanners for that. Once we've tightened these, and I have done them fairly tight, the recommendation is we need a little bit of give in this so that we've got movement. So essentially tighten them up and then undo the nut one turn, one circular turn, and that just gives us enough there so we've got that little bit of give so the linkage will move. And the final thing is we can then tighten these other bolts here. This was the slider that we can adjust it with, so we just finish those off, and they can be as tight as you can get them on there, so that will hold everything neatly and tightly in place. So there we have it, all assembled. Doesn't take very long to do at all. Comes with the cover on here, which is great if it's slightly showery. It just keeps any moisture out. And then we've got the grill there that stops any large objects getting down and causing a blockage. And as we can see down there, we have then got the aperture where the grass seed or fertilizer is going to go through onto the spinner that throws it out. And this is how we adjust it with the lever at the top of the handle. So when it's on 4, it's maximum hole, so maximum flow. If we bring it back to 0, it closes the aperture and we've got a much smaller hole. So you've got 5 settings there that you can play around with, and you need to experiment because it depends on the size of the fertilizer granule that you're putting on, the density of the grass seed that you want to put out or whatever. So that's something that you can adjust. Bear in mind also that this is stainless steel frame and everything, so you can put road salt on this if you're salting paths or car parks or roadways. And it's also got these adjustable flaps on it, which are really handy because it has quite a wide spread when you're walking along. But if you're doing a narrow pathway or a narrow piece of lawn and you don't want the fertilizer or the grass seed to go onto borders, then you can just lower the flaps slightly and it just angles the product down so you can contain the area that you're spreading at any one time. So a really good piece of kit and lots of uses in the garden.
Remember to register your Cobra online at www.cobragarden.co.uk. Always have your Cobra serviced regularly. Check the website for your nearest dealer.